It would be perhaps logical to invite our next speaker, our colleague who has been involved in investment in Moscow for more than 20 years. Heinz is one of the major investors in real estate, and I believe Lee and I started together an investment project 18 years ago in Moscow, and Lee is still involved in new projects, including the new Moscow area within Vnukovo Airport, I believe. Can I now ask Lee to share with us a few comments on this project and to tell us perhaps about the challenges that Heinz is facing in working in the new Moscow area? Thank you.
It's a pleasure to be here. As Sergey mentioned, we've been investing heavily in Russia for almost 2 decades in the Moscow region and retail, warehouses, in the city, and residential and office, and we have right now around $1 billion of investment. Our newest project that we just approved is a very large investment in the new Moscow territory near Vnukovo Airport on Kievsky Chaussee. We approved a $284 million project, and this is a mixed-use project that will include retail, principally retail and entertainment. It's a project that is similar to the one that we just completed on the east side of Moscow. It includes an outlet retail center, outlet village, a big box retail and entertainment component with sports and cinema and the like. The reason we're doing this and the reason we are accelerating our investments, and in fact we have plans to invest well over probably $2 billion over the next 2 to 3 years, or committing to those projects, is because we think the opportunities here in Russia remain very good. We're following the Russian consumer who has had tremendous growth. As a result, we're doing a lot in the retail sector and hope to be doing a lot more in the residential sphere. The investment that we're making is on a fairly large site. It's about 50-hectare site. We believe that the strategy of investment and the ability to accelerate and spend our capital more rapidly is a very, very important factor for us. The project will likely create, and this is where I think the city might be interested in this, will probably create 1,000 jobs of construction and over 2,000 permanent jobs, as well as, we hope, have a very successful investment for our shareholders. Sergey mentioned the question about why the new territories, and one of the reasons we're doing that is because we follow where population moves and where business activity moves, and so we're examining in the new territories over 3 million square meters of residential that's being built, and we hope to serve that through the retail and entertainment uses. So we think from a social perspective, it will create a family environment where a lot of people can come and a lot of people can enjoy their activities without clogging the highways to go to the center of Moscow. So we think that mixing the uses between residential and commercial is a very positive thing, and we hope to be part of that. The other question that Sergey asked was what challenges we have and what recommendations we might have on how to speed up both foreign and domestic investment into the Moscow new territories. And I would say these comments relate to Moscow in general. I think the important thing for a firm like us is our ability to activate our investment. We've approved it. We've approved $280 million of investment. But to activate it, we have to have a construction permit. And so following on the previous speaker's comments, that's the most critical thing, how quickly we can move from approval, which we've done, and we have the capital ready to invest, to constructing and getting people on the site and building projects to create our project and to create the jobs that follow that. The issue, unfortunately, is that Russia lags behind OECD countries, and I think the government is well aware of this and working on this very hard. But in the OECD countries, it takes 5 months to go from a project concept to approval and to start construction. In Russia, it can be 3 times that. The IFC has indicated it's 14 months. So 5 months versus 14 months is a very long time. Now, the government acknowledges this, and they're taking steps, so the faster that can happen, the better it is for investors, and the more jobs we can create, and the more successful projects we can have. So the question really is, well, how do you do that, and what specifically are the problems in the Moscow New Territories? Our view is that there are a number of steps, and there are some complications in the Moscow New Territories. It's a little bit more straightforward in the city of Moscow, but the Moscow New Territories are executing a new general plan that's not been completed yet, and so that's one precondition for moving this process forward. So we would suggest a couple ideas to the government and to the political bodies that how recommendations, practical recommendations of how we would speed this up. First, speed up and simplify the process to achieve the approvals leading to the construction permits for high-quality projects. It's exactly what Ms. Panina was talking about. So that's the first thing. Second is determine interim steps in the Moscow New Territory during the time that they're preparing the GIN plan on how to move projects through the process to get those approvals, because the issue is we don't want to wait 18 months now that we've approved the investment. We don't want to wait 18 months before we can start the process. We want to go much faster and make our investments much more quickly. So the interim steps before the GIN plan is created determine ways to specifically move projects through the investment process and the approval process to get the construction permit. Third, and I believe I had some good news from the previous speaker, that the recommendation I had was create a body or group or individuals, point individuals, that will help investors, foreign and domestic, through this process and to try to overcome any obstacles or hurdles. As a foreign investor, we have to make sure that we follow all the rules, and, well, all investors do, of course, and so the process of avoiding delays and avoiding bureaucracy, frankly, is something that's very important to speed our investment. And fourth, we would suggest of setting a goal of matching the OECD of 5 months for the start to finish of getting construction permits. And in our view, if that happens, we will see a massive and very rapid increase of investments, high-quality jobs that go along with that, and successful investors that will have a great success in investing in the Russian economy and the Moscow and Moscow region in particular. We'd like to be part of that, and I think that anything the government can do to help speed that process and simplify that process would be very welcome by international and domestic investors as well. Thank you.
Ли, большое спасибо.